Hey everyone, Tankenstein here. In this video, I'll be going over something that I feel like is very timely and something that I feel is very important when it comes to War Thunder and its future, and something that I've actually seen quite a bit of in the last few weeks, and it's all related to the Export Order crafting event, and really just any crafting event in general, but I've really seen people come out in force for this one, and that is just a general discontentment with the crafting events, and really just how War Thunder keeps going and going and going, and there's no stop to everything. So basically, I myself, along with many other people, we're not participating, and dedicated players too. I mean, I've been playing this game for what, 7 or 8 years now, and I've got over 17,500 subs, most of them due to War Thunder, and I'm not going to be participating in this event, nor are a lot of other people. And the reason being is because it just creates a burnout situation. So I actually made an entire video about this a few months ago, or maybe about a month ago, basically calling out Gaijin for continually pumping out events. One time you have the winter event, then all of a sudden a few weeks later you have the crafting event, then you have the summer event, then you have the crafting event, then you have the winter event, and in between you have sales, you have flash sales, which I've been seeing a lot of recently coming from Gaijin. And you know, a good example of this is when they just recently put up the P47 and the P51, the premium versions of those, on sale, the P51 D10. And while these are cool planes, good planes, whatever, the fact of the matter is that Gaijin never really did it as much as they're doing it now. And it just seems like every few days there's a new event, whether it's, hey, this is US Air Force's day, or this is whatever, that, or the other thing. It's constant. Now, I'm not going to be crying about lack of content either, because Gaijin, to their credit, has been putting out a tremendous amount of content over the last few months and even the last year or two. But over that period of time, we just have constant barrages. And between all these events, so between the summer event, the winter event, the crafting events, we have those gigantic sales. Again, we have those flash sales. We have Battle Pass always in the background, and ultimately Battle Pass is now serving as the way to kind of convince people, hey, look, I've already paid $20, so I'm going to have to participate for these next 4 months. And it's just, or 3 months, however long it is. And it's just kind of to get their foot in the door for this minimum required participation, just enough so that you can get 3 or hopefully 4, maybe even more of the Battle Pass rewards, whereas that same person may have just stopped playing it altogether. And heck, even if the person stops playing, Gaijin gets their money, so it's a win-win for them. So it's just a really, really weird thing where it's just these constant events and constant engagement, and there's this fear of missing out, right? So you have FOMA, or FOMO, better said. And basically this fear of missing out is that, let's say if I do not participate, well, which I will not be participating in this event, I won't be able to get that sweet Leopard 2 prototype, which has a 4-second reload. Guess what? If I want to get that, now I have to go pay some Gaijin coins, which gets put directly into the wallet of Gaijin, because I have to buy into the marketplace in order to get that. So Gaijin then creates this perpetual fear of missing out. So if you do not participate in X or Y event, especially the Operation Summer event or Operation Winter, any of the crafting or like Operation X or Y event, guess what? Your favorite vehicle, the one that you were told was going to be so cool and so devastating, and it's going to be your ticket to get to top tier, guess what? It's now behind a time wall. So you have to invest many more hours of your life in order to get this digital vehicle, something that does not exist. And you're often doing it for much less than minimum wage, right? So let's just say if minimum wage, I don't know where it is or what it is everywhere, right? But let's just say if minimum wage was $10, right? In the US, it's like 7 something. I don't even know. It doesn't really matter what minimum wage is, so long as you kind of figure, okay, let's say if this vehicle costs, the premium pack equivalent would cost $60, but you get Golden Eagles, you get a premium vehicle, plus you get premium time whenever you buy a premium pack. So a good example of that is the T72 AV terms. You get what, like 15 days of premium time, maybe 30, you get 2,000 Golden Eagles, plus you get a premium vehicle that will give you RP and SL bonuses. Now, when you do the various events, whether it's Operation Summer, Winter, crafting events, whatever, you do not get premium vehicles at the top of it. Of course, the lower tier vehicles are premium. That's to kind of, again, get their foot in the door to make you interested in doing so. But the the top level vehicles are never premium. So let's just say, for comparison's sake, with the Leopard 2 prototype, if you were to put that on the marketplace, look at the F4F early right now. What is it, like 80, 90 GJN on the marketplace? It's not a premium. It's just a regular plane, and it's not even the best plane in the German air tech tree. The F4F late is in the German air tech tree, and there's much better F4 Phantoms in game. There's much better planes in game at this point than that. But guess what? It's selling for 80 or 90. Don't even let's not even go over the Merkava. So at this point, you're putting in a relatively large sum of money, $60, $70, $80 sometimes, into Gaijin Systems, the marketplace, for an inferior product, one that does not necessarily mean that you're going to grind better, right? You get into that vehicle. Now, if you want to give it a talisman, which gives you more RP per match, guess what? It's another few thousand GE, which is going to cost you the equivalent of what, $20, $25, $30? It's just a continuous thing where they're kind of feeding you, hey man, you want to get this top tier vehicle. You want to get this, you want to do that. I see people all the time in the Leopard 2 PL. I saw this one guy. It was like a level 8 character, level 8 player. He had 23 spawns in it, 22 deaths. So he only survived one match, and he had one kill with the Leopard 2 PL. You know what his next top vehicle was in the German tech tree? The Panzer II. The Panzer II-C was the next highest vehicle that he had unlocked in the German tech tree. And it's just this thing where Gaijin can now say, hey, look, man, this is not a top tier premium. It's a top tier squadron vehicle. It's a top tier event vehicle, and they can get away with it. And it's not going to give you any sort of benefit to go through their tree, which is continuously expanding. So the trees, every single patch, we're getting 20, 30, sometimes 40 or more vehicles, with a large portion, probably around 60 to 70, maybe 75% of those being the regular tech tree. There's actually, if you look at the patch notes, go on the War Thunder wiki, you can look at each and every single update, and with each one, a larger percentage, give or take, there's a trend, is premium, right? So with every single patch over like the last few years, more and more and more vehicles have been premium, at least relatively speaking. If I'm not mistaken, something like 30% of the vehicles, I think, in this most recent patch were premium. So you get this product, right? Like, again, we're just going to be picking on the Leopard 2 prototype. It'll eventually be selling for 70, 80, 90 GJN, however much, and people are going to buy it. And when people buy it, they're going to be disappointed because they don't know any better that this vehicle does not have premium bonuses, it does not have SL, does not have RP. You have to grind through the entire portion of it, which if anyone has ever experienced that, grinding through a vehicle is hell at top tier because guess what? You have Heat FS, and you're not going to kill half of things until probably around your 30th match when you get your APF SDS. And so now all of a sudden, they made it where you have to buy more things in it. You have to buy GE because, hey, you're an inexperienced player. What do you know? So at that point, you're buying, let's say, 1,500 or 2,000, maybe 2,500 GE, because 2,500 is the denomination. That's the amount that you can get. You're putting that into the various mods in the vehicle that you can unlock. But hey, you know what? I have this one vehicle, but I want to use it to research the rest of the tech tree. Let's go buy that talisman. So overall, this vehicle is going to cost you over $100 a lot of the time, especially if you're not careful with it. If you just decide to buy it, right? And it's just going to cost you a ton of money. And if you don't do it, it's going to cost you many dozens of hours, possibly over 100 hours over an 11-week period or 11-day period, which is insane. It's absolutely insane. And at that point, you're working, again, if you want to equate it to minimum wage or just any wage, at that point, let's just say if you were doing it and you were to take that $60 premium and equate it to this, which it's not going to be, $60. Let's just say if this is going to be a $70 tank, right, when it gets released, any of the top tier vehicles, 70 GJN. Now, all of a sudden, unless you're putting in, let's say, 7 hours of work to get that $70, you are losing money. Your time would be better spent working at a job and getting yourself money to then just buy it off the marketplace. So trust me, guys, there's a lot wrong with these events and they keep getting worse and worse. And if I'm not mistaken, I actually had a match a few matches ago where I got 9 or 10 kills, and it was like 10 minutes. It was almost actually exactly 10 minutes. And I had actually had previous matches too. So, time between matches bleeds into the next one when it comes to activity. And in that entire match, it said I had a 93% activity rating. But guess what? I looked at my activity time. You know what it was? 1.5 minutes. I had 9, 10, or even 11 kills, whatever it was. It was a tremendous amount of kills at top tier, and it said I had a minute and a half activity time, which is why I did not earn anything that entire match. So trust me, guys, it's not going to be worth it. If you want to have some poor sod just buying, like getting all these things and making them for you, go ahead and do it. I've got my YouTube money. I'm going to go use that YouTube money to buy me the Leopard 2 prototype. I might be buying it from one of my viewers. So, you know, I want that vehicle, don't get me wrong, but I also have a lineup to support it because I got there. But a lot of other people, they will not have that lineup and they're going to have a real tough time. Ultimately, however, Gaijin, much like every other company, is set up with the purpose of making money for themselves. And if they have shareholders, well, they're shareholders. That's the point of a business, to make as much money as possible. And Gaijin has effectively done that. They've made it so you are spending extra money every single turn that you can, whether it's buying a top tier event vehicle, getting frustrated and buying GE so that you can just grind through the mods on it, whether it's buying battle pass so you can get extra whatever, that doesn't matter to them. I mean, they knew that people probably weren't buying Silver Lions anyway, so why does it matter if you give out a few 100,000 every battle pass? It does not really matter to them. And you have to work for it. And guess what? The more that you play, the more you get addicted. It's just a vicious cycle, and I could go on forever. I said that I was not going to make this a long video, and it was about three times longer than I expected, but there's a lot that I just had, and this was all off the top of my head. So please let me know in the comments below. I was initially going to be pulling some punches on this video. I was not going to go in like this, but the more I got into it, the more I was like, wow, this is really messed up. So anyways, please let me know in the comments below. Like, comment, subscribe. You know the deal. I'm here. I want to see you guys do well. I want to see you guys have fun with this game. I want to have fun with this game, and I do still have fun with War Thunder, and I appreciate everything that Gaijin does in bringing historical vehicles to life. But ultimately, watch out. This is not good for your mental health if you're wasting your time doing all of these events and really just killing yourself to do it. It's not good for your mental health. It's not good, and you're going to be hurting personal relationships. But either way, again, thank you guys, and I'll see you all on the other side. Take care, everyone, and stay healthy.